Okay, so welcome to part 2 of my Music Theory for Beginners series. Last time I looked at the C major scale and essentially like all the white notes on the keyboard, and we learned how to play some chords. So all the 7 chords in the key of C major. Today we're going to have a look at the black notes. As you can see, between C and D, we have a black note, and we also have a black note between D and E here. We don't have a black note, however, between E and F. And again, we have one between F and G, this one here. We have one between G and A. We have one between A and B, it's this one here. And we don't have any between B and C. So the way you're going to name those black notes is with sharps or flats. So for instance, let's take this D. So if I want the black note right above D, which is this one, I'm gonna call that one D sharp, because it's the black note above D. But let's say I want the black note below D, which is this one, I would call that one D flat. Right? And you might actually begin to think that, oh, right, so this one is actually the black note below D, but it's also the black note above C. So we could actually call that one C sharp as well, right? So this one here, we could call this one F sharp because it's above F, or we could call it G flat because it's below G. Right? So this is how you name all of the black notes. So now what we're going to learn is something called the chromatic scale. So the chromatic scale is basically all the notes on the piano. So this time we're not skipping any notes. We're going to play all the notes we have from C to C, including the black ones. So if we start on C, then we go to the next note, which is C sharp. Then we go to D. Then we go to D sharp. Then we have E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C. So let's do that on the way down. But this time we're going to use flats. So we're going to say C, B, and now B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, and C. When we're playing all the notes available like this and we're not skipping any notes, we're playing what's called half steps. So that's the shortest distance we have between two notes. So between C and C sharp, that's a half step, because there's nothing in between those two notes. So between C and D here, because we're skipping that black note, we actually have 2 half steps, which is called a whole step. So let's try and look at our C major scale and analyze it in terms of the whole step and half steps that it's made of. So between C and D, that's a whole step because we're skipping that black one. Between D and E, that's a whole step again. Between E and F, half step. Between F and G, whole step, we're skipping that one. Between G and A, whole step. Whole step again between A and B, and we're back on a half step again from B to C. So the formula is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. And with that formula starting on any note, you can construct the corresponding major scale because they all share the same formula. So if we look at G and we try and construct major scale starting on G, we're gonna play our G first. Then we're gonna look for 2 whole steps from there. So, okay, G to A, that's our first whole step. A to B, that's our second whole step. So the beginning would be G, A, and B. Okay, now we need a half step. Okay, B to C. Now we need 3 more whole steps. Okay, so that's 1 whole step, skipping that C sharp. 1 more whole step here. And now, instead of F, we need to play F sharp because we need a whole step. And we're back on G. So you always got that whole step at the end of the scale, coming back to the root. So we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. And again, this is F sharp because it's above F. We're not calling it G flat because we already have a G. So therefore we're calling it F sharp. So if we play it back down, we have G, F sharp, E, D, C, and now we have B, A, and G.